I'm writing this because I need to get it off my chest, and honestly, I don't know if I'm being petty or finally standing up for myself. My dad just called me selfish for refusing to help him financially, and my entire family is backing him up. So, Reddit, let me tell you the whole story, and you can decide. Growing up, I was the middle child in a family of 5. My older brother Jake was the golden boy, star quarterback, homecoming king, the works. My younger sister Mia was the baby, the princess who could do no wrong. And then there was me, Emma. Invisible, unimportant, easily forgotten. My parents never missed Jake's games. They threw Mia elaborate birthday parties every year. But when I made honor roll 6 semesters in a row, Dad looked up from his newspaper long enough to say, "That's nice, sweetie," before going back to the sports section. When I won the regional science fair, Mom was too busy helping Mia pick out homecoming dresses to attend the ceremony. I learned early that I was on my own. The real breaking point came during my junior year of high school. College applications were looming, and I was terrified. We weren't wealthy, but we weren't poor either. Dad worked in middle management. Mom was a part-time nurse. They'd been saving for years in something they called the college fund. Jake had gone to State University on a partial football scholarship, and my parents covered the rest, roughly $15,000 a year for 4 years. They were so proud. His framed jersey still hangs in the living room. So, naturally, I assumed there'd be money for me too. I was wrong. I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. I'd just gotten my acceptance letter from the University of Michigan, my dream school. I was so excited I could barely breathe. I ran downstairs waving the letter, and my parents were sitting at the kitchen table with Mia, looking at brochures for performing arts academies. "I got in!" I shouted. "Michigan accepted me!" Mom smiled politely. "That's wonderful, honey." Dad didn't even look up. "How much is tuition?" My stomach dropped. About $30,000 a year for out of state, but I'm applying for scholarships, and $30,000? Dad finally looked at me, and his expression was cold. "Emma, we can't afford that." "But the college fund is being saved for Mia's performing arts school. You know how talented she is. She needs professional training if she's going to make it on Broadway." I felt like I'd been punched. What about me? Dad sighed like I was being difficult. "You're a smart girl, Emma. You'll figure it out. Apply for scholarships, get a job, take out loans. That's what most kids do." "But Jake had a scholarship," Jack snapped, "and he's your brother. We weren't going to let him struggle." "So I'm supposed to struggle?" "Life isn't fair, Emma. The sooner you learn that, the better." He went back to looking at Mia's brochures. "Besides, you're not exactly college material anyway. Maybe community college would be more your speed." Not college material? The words hit me like acid. I had a 4.0 GPA. I'd taken every AP class available. I'd worked part-time at the library since I was 15, and my own father thought I wasn't worth investing in? I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just walked upstairs, closed my bedroom door, and started planning. If they weren't going to help me, fine. I'd do it myself. I applied to 15 schools. Not just any schools, schools with the best financial aid programs. I wrote scholarship essays until my fingers cramped. I worked double shifts at the library and a second job waiting tables on weekends. I didn't sleep. I barely ate. But I was going to prove him wrong. 4 months later, I got the email that changed my life. Full ride to Northwestern. Tuition, room, board, books, everything covered. One of their presidential scholarships for students with exceptional academic merit and financial need. I printed the email and brought it downstairs. My parents were watching TV with Mia. "I got a full scholarship," I said quietly, "to Northwestern." Dad glanced over. "That's good. See, I told you you'd figure it out." That was it. No congratulations, no apology, just casual dismissal, like I hadn't just accomplished something he said I wasn't capable of. I left for college 3 months later. They didn't help me move in. Jake was too busy with his new job, Mia had a dance recital, and my parents didn't want to make the drive. I loaded everything I owned into my beat-up Honda and drove 6 hours alone. But you know what? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. I thrived at Northwestern. I joined study groups, made actual friends, got internships at top firms. Professors noticed me. I wasn't invisible anymore. By my junior year, I'd landed a competitive internship at a major consulting company in Chicago, and by graduation, they offered me a full-time position starting at $95,000 a year. $95,000, more than my dad had ever made. I graduated summa cum laude, debt-free, with a 6-figure job waiting for me. And my family? They didn't come to graduation. Jake said he had to work, Mia had auditions, Mom said the drive was too long, and Dad needed someone to stay with him because of his back. I stopped calling after that. I moved to Chicago, got my own apartment, started building my career. I sent polite text messages on holidays, but kept my distance. It was easier that way. 3 years passed. I got promoted twice. I was making $140,000 a year, had savings, investments, a beautiful apartment. Life was good. Then, last month, Dad called. "Emma, we need to talk." His voice was tight. "About what?" "Your mother and I are in trouble. We're behind on the mortgage, 3 months behind. The bank is threatening foreclosure." My stomach twisted. "What happened?" "Mia's school was more expensive than we thought. We took out loans. Then Jake lost his job and we helped him with rent for a while. Now we're drowning and we need help." "Have you asked Jake?" "He's still looking for work. He can't help." "What about Mia?" "She's trying to make it as an actress. You know how hard that is." I knew where this was going. "So you're asking me?" "You're doing well, Emma. You always land on your feet. We need $50,000 to catch up and get back on track." $50,000? "You told me I wasn't college material," I said slowly. "You said I wasn't worth investing in. You gave Jake $60,000 for school, and you're giving Mia even more. But you gave me nothing." "That was years ago. Are you really going to hold a grudge?" "This isn't a grudge, Dad. This is consequences." "So you're just going to let us lose our house? You let me go to college alone. You didn't even come to my graduation. Why should I fix your mistakes?" He exploded. "Because we're family. Because you owe us. We raised you, fed you, put a roof over your head. And I've been on my own ever since I turned 18. I don't owe you anything." He hung up. 10 minutes later, my phone blew up. Mom called me heartless, Jake said I was being vindictive, Mia sent a long text about family loyalty and forgiveness. Even extended family started weighing in, aunts, uncles, cousins, all telling me I should help because that's what family does. But here's the thing. They didn't help me when I needed it. They didn't believe in me. They didn't invest in me. I built everything I have by myself, and now they want me to hand it over because they made bad financial decisions? I'm not saying I don't feel guilty. Part of me does. They're my parents. But another part of me, the part that worked 3 jobs, that wrote 100 scholarship essays, that sat alone in a dorm room on move-in day, that part of me is done. So Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to bail out my parents after they refused to help me with college? A lot of you have asked if they've apologized. The answer is no. My dad called again yesterday and said if I really loved them, I'd help. My mom keeps sending me Zillow listings of cheaper houses they could downgrade to if I just helped with this one payment. I'm standing firm. For the first time in my life, I'm choosing me. And honestly, it feels right.